Hey guys, Chelsea here and welcome to another video. Yes, I am sporting my quarantine self-isolation look today with my sweater and my blue light glasses, but I'm sure the majority of you watching can absolutely relate. So today I'm coming at you with a new kind of video, and this is about my bullet journal. And if you guys don't know what bullet journaling is, I'll go ahead and leave some links down below about that. And I'm going to be flipping through my bullet journal, showing you how my first journal has been going so far for 2020, and also detailing all of the mistakes that I have made in it and how I have tried to fix them. That is why this video is a little bit long, because I really have tried to go through everything for you guys, especially for those of you who might be getting into bullet journaling for the first time as well. Watching other people's mistake videos really helped me in the beginning, try to figure out how I could fix my own mistakes, and I just thought that was super helpful. For those of you who are experienced bullet journalers and you just kind of want to see me flip through my journal, I will leave timestamps down below in the video description, just going through each spread, and that way you can skip all of my long explanations. And for those of us who are self-isolating and quarantining right now, please feel free to sit down with a snack or a cup of coffee or tea and join me for this fun tour through my first ever bullet journal. All right, so let's just get right into it. This is my bullet journal, and I found this at a Books A Million, and I saw the front cover and I just absolutely fell in love because I am a huge floral person, and just the quote on the front also really resonated with me and my hopes for 2020. So I picked it up on a whim, and I've loved it so far, and we're well into April, so that's a good thing. All right, so let's go ahead and open up to the front pages here. And it also does come with this ribbon bookmark, which is nice. And so this is the front and side cover page, and this is not handwritten. I am not a good hand lettering person, so I actually got stamps to use throughout my bullet journal. So this is just stamp lettering here. And this cover page, I actually started out my bullet journal in a very ugly design, I guess. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to do exactly. And I actually have redone the cover page, and there were other like stickers and stuff that I tore up as best I could, but it still wasn't great. So I put these are clear stickers, but they have these really pretty like shiny rose gold paint splatter drops, I guess. I don't know. But I thought they were really cool, and they worked well to kind of cover up where the page was a little bit ruined from peeling off the other stickers. And here I just did this little banner here, and these are more stamps that I just stamped my name there. So just a very simple front cover page that I wanted to do. Also, you might be wondering what this is right here. This is actually tape, where I've taped over a few of the beginning pages because my like January design was like really bad, you guys. Like, oh man, so bad. So I like never want to see that ever again. So I pretty much taped that page off, those pages off, so that I know to just put my finger here and flip straight to my 2020 year at a glance. And I wasn't sure exactly how I wanted to set this up, whether I wanted to do like 6 months on one page with more space to write and then 6 more months on the other page, or just to do a full spread grid like I wound up doing. But yeah, I did just wind up doing it this way. And again, these are all stamped in. I found these really nifty stamps for the months, so I was super careful in trying to make sure that I was using the right set of stamps for each month. And yeah, this is how it turned out. I have more of the pretty rose gold shiny stickers here, and of course, yes, I put this corner sticker here before I finished stamping, and so I stamped on top of it, and it's just what it is, you guys. I've learned my lesson here. I also have a little tab here so that I know when my book is closed that this is where my 2020 at a glance is, and I can just go straight there to look at the whole year. And when I flip over, I also have my 2020 key dates here, which I have learned now that I'm a few months into 2020 that I do probably want for next year to do the 6 months and 6 months and have more space well, that is 6 months. Oh my goodness. I don't know what I'm saying, but just kind of lay it out differently over maybe 2 more pages to have more room to write my key dates, because this is not enough room. Like, we're not even halfway into 2020 yet, and I need more room. So I also have some goals here that I had for 2020. And so this is my February cover page. And I just decided to omit January because I did design January, like I said, and I did not like it, and I didn't even use it. And then by the time I kind of found a way to design things the way I liked it, it was February. So I thought, what the heck, let me just go straight into February. So these are just more little stickers that I really like, and I used my stamp letters for February and just a really simple cover page design there. And this is my monthly layout for February, and I just remember it was so challenging trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do for my first monthly spread, but I thought maybe I could just make the boxes big enough that I could write a few key things in, which worked well for me, honestly. I really enjoyed using this, and yeah, so there you go. There's just a little simple design there. And then here, oh my, okay, yes, I'm remembering back to my weekly spreads. Let me just start with the habit trackers first. I kind of just set these up as testers, I guess, to see how I liked setting up my habit trackers like this, and I didn't really like it much at all, so I didn't really use it. And also the weekly spreads, I tried out the running weeklies instead of pre-planning every single day ahead of time in one spread. So if you don't know what a running weekly is, it is basically just putting, the date and for the Monday for that first day, and then filling in however much space you want to fill in for that day. And then at the end of that day or the beginning of the next day, you then write, the Tuesday, the whatever, and then you do that day. And you just kind of allow yourself as much space as you need, as much or as little space as you need to write for each day. And yeah, it just didn't really work out for me. I didn't really like it, and I don't like how my weeks were wound up being split up into 2 separate spreads. You'll see what I mean a little bit later when I kind of got my crap together. So also, this is kind of an introduction to how I like to use my bullet journal. I use it more as a journal instead of a planner. So I know primarily a lot of the people who I see on YouTube, they use their journals as planners, and they like to do the more vertical layouts so you can do the task lists and stuff like that, but I don't really make task lists very often. I like to just write down what I want to do that day or what I've done that day, and just kind of like, journal it instead of doing task lists. So that is how I've been bullet journaling so far, and I've really enjoyed it. And see here, like this second week ended on the back of this page, and then I was just like, I'm over this. I don't like doing it this way. And that's when I started actually doing my spreads onto the 2-page spreads like this. And I definitely love this way more. And I've pretty much been doing it like this ever since. So that's my first real weekly spread. And then here I tried to add more designs, which, I was still trying to get a hold of how I wanted to design things, whether I wanted to start drawing or using washi tapes or whatever. I was still just kind of getting used to the idea of bullet journaling in the first place. And then now we're in March, and this is kind of when I got familiar with my stamps and the ink I was using, because you might have been able to tell in the previous weeks and stuff that the stamp ink that I was using was bleeding through. And I was like, how am I gonna deal with this? Look at that. It just wasn't that great. It didn't look good. So I was really sad about that. And so now I was like, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some really pretty color paper, and I'm gonna stamp on that and then cut it out and paste it. So that's kind of what I did for this one, and I think it turned out pretty cool. I know that this key dates title is a little bit big, but oh well. And then I got some of these semi-transparent flower stickers that I really enjoy as well. And this is some washi tape here. This is where I decided to go with a smaller 1-page monthly grid with some key dates at the bottom, and I really like the way this looks and works for me. And then here I tried to do some other kind of like spreads, I guess, but like multiple spreads on one like spread. I don't know how to explain that, but that didn't really work out for me. I had a lot of notes here and there, and I didn't really like the way that this looked with how crowded it was and everything. So I've really tried to hone in on exactly what spreads that I want where, and yeah, so just me experimenting some more. This is the first weekly spread, and I'm experimenting here with a more of a grid type layout and having sidebars here with other things, and that was pretty fun to experiment with. So for this monthly calendar, so I really messed up the first monthly calendar, and so I went into my back scrapbook pages, cut out a square, and pasted it on here. And then the paste looked really messy to me, so I decided to try to border it with some washi tape, and it's just, I mean, that's not my favorite thing in the world, let me just say, but there's nothing I could do about it. Once I fixed it, I can't fix the fix, so I just kind of left it the way it was. I did really like this, how this turned out with the washi tape and the title here. And I know that people also tend to do weeks per what week of the year it is, but I like to do week 1 of the month and then week 2 of the month, and that's kind of how I went through my weeks as well. So this is not week 1 of the year, this is week 1 of March. And I also experimented a bit with weekly trackers on the side here and doing my meals and my notes on the side, and I enjoyed this layout when I did it as well. And I'm actually feeling this page and feeling how thick it is, because between this is like another spread that I tried to do, I think it was habit trackers on or something. And I pretty much did irreparable damage, you guys. It was really bad. So I glued the 2 pages together and I said, I'm starting over. This is just ridiculous. So I am now showing you the next weekly spread here. And I really like how simple this weekly spread is. Not too many colors going on except for the things that I wanted to highlight for that week, which was some exciting musical concert things that I'm just so excited about. Well, I was excited about until they all got postponed because of the virus. So yeah, don't get me started on that. Actually, we went to this Billie Eilish concert, and just a few hours before the concert, she postponed the rest of her tour. And so we were the last date on that tour before it was postponed. So we were super lucky with that. So we still were able to do that. But yeah, here are the sidebars again. And I went away with the whole week number system and just started putting more doodles on the side. Like these are the transparent stickers again, and trying again with the weekly habit trackers, and yeah, just kind of playing around with it. And I really like this one. And then this is our weekend in Raleigh, which is where the Billie Eilish concert was. I decided to make a spread about it, just of photos that we took while we were there. This was actually my first time really spending time in Raleigh, North Carolina, so it was really fun. And we also did a scavenger hunt, which is done on your phone, and it takes you around whatever city you're in, and just kind of gives you different facts about different landmarks and things around the city, which is really fun. So for our first time in Raleigh, we did that, and it was a lot of fun. We also ate at a bunch of vegan places. I was so surprised at the vegan cuisine in Raleigh. Like, some of the best food I've ever had. Like, look at this thing. Like, this is vegan. So this is like a fried chicken, like breakfast sandwich thing. Oh, it was so good. And then this was at, what was the place called again? Oh my gosh. Fiction Kitchen. So this was Fiction Kitchen, and holy crap, that place is amazing. Oh my gosh, I could just keep going on and on about the food we ate there, but I highlighted my 2 favorites. And yeah, just some cool stuff from Raleigh. And then here is, I've got another little bookmark here because this is my PTO log for work. Before the whole virus thing happened, we started planning on going to England. My husband is from England and his family is there, and we were planning on going at the end of this year. So I wanted to keep a running tab of my PTO, and I've actually written everything in pencil so that as things change, I can update it without having to scratch out and all of that. You know, I've had a couple of cancellations or postponements of concerts and stuff that I've had to move around and everything. So that's just keeping a tab of my PTO and where I'll be at the end of the year when we want to travel to England. And then this is my brain dump page, which I did not use at all, obviously, for the month of March. I think also the month of March is when everything started blowing up about the coronavirus or COVID-19 and everything. And I was just really stressed out, and I didn't really have much going on other than just stressing about that and wondering what my work was going to do. So this is my next weekly spread, and this was actually inspired by Amanda Rach Lee, who I'm sure some of you, if you're watching my video, you have heard of Amanda Rach Lee. She is a really big bullet journal channel on YouTube, and this was her weekly spread for this particular week, so I thought I would copy her. Again, this is more of the horizontal layout, which is not my thing because I don't really do task lists that, you know, go vertical. Also, these are some of my first ever doodles, okay guys? And so it took me forever to pencil out these little leaves and not make them look stupid as heck. So this was actually my husband's doodle, kind of showing me how he would draw it, and he's a little bit of a better artist than me, so it was really helpful to see him draw it out, so that helped me draw the rest of them, so that was really fun. And then this is is this the final? Yeah, this is the final full week of March. And this spread was inspired by Shada Campbell, who is definitely one of my favorite bullet journalers as well. And she's just definitely into the very monochromatic, simple weekly layouts, which is just like me and what I've been doing. So this spread is actually pretty funny because this right here, oh my gosh, so Shada was actually already in April, and I was finding inspiration from her April spread. So I kept putting April here, and it was really annoying. So the first time I tried to black it out, which you'll see some of the black showing through here, I tried to black it out and tried to write March with white gel pen. And for one, the gel pen was not working out very well itself. And then I also wrote April again, which I'm just like, Chelsea, just because Shada's writing April doesn't mean it's April right now. It is March. So I was like, all right, what the heck am I gonna do? And I was so stressed out at this point. So then I got the idea to just print, because I don't have like different color like papers or anything. So I was like, I'm just gonna print a block of gray onto some printer paper, and I'm going to paste that on here, and I'm going to take out my March stamp and like put it right here so I don't grab anything else, and I stamped MAR on top, and this is how it turned out. I used a ruler to kind of tear at the straight lines here, and I think because of the ink from the printer cartridge, it's like kind of makes the paper like wet, I guess, or something. And so when I tore it, it frayed at the edges here, which looks really, really cool. If you see it up close, it looks like fabric. It doesn't even look like paper, it looks like fabric. So I thought that was super freaking cool how that turned out. And I'm kind of happy that I kept messing up the April, like putting April instead of March, because then it wound up looking like this, and I really, really love this. So there's that long story. Again, with my just simple layout, not too much going on. You see how I like to just journal horizontally for, you know, throughout the week. And again, with the weekly habit trackers and a little sticker here. Oh, okay, probably my most favorite spread, you guys. Oh my gosh. I am so proud of this spread. This is where I started experimenting more with doodling as well. So all of these that you see here, these corner pieces and then this flower and leaf, fern, are all doodles of mine that I did. And as you can tell, this is a tattoo inspiration spread. So right now I actually have this tattoo right here, and I'm wanting to expand. Like, this is the only tattoo on this arm, and I'm wanting to expand on that. So I chose some photos that kind of look like the tattoo I already have, but with just some extra stuff on it. And I will bring this in a little bit. So here, I write examples of added flowers and foliage. So, you know, there are people that have roses, but they also have added other flowers as well as leaves and other things, which I thought was really pretty. And then here, while I was looking for these, I found this. And these are rose tattoos that look like mine, but have mandalas incorporated, which I thought was freaking amazing. And I'm definitely getting a mandala added to my tattoo because that is just beautiful as heck. Like, look at that. Oh. And so this on this side is more of like a tattoo inspiration. Okay, so like this one, for example, I just really love the feminine aspect of this with the womanly figure in it, and I don't know if I even have enough room on my arm to add anything like that, but maybe I'm not like a tattoo artist, so I'm just gonna bring this to my tattoo artist and be like, hey, do you think that this would work? But I also like all of the other floral things going on as well. I thought that was really beautiful. And then this, when I eventually want to get my full sleeve, this is full sleeve goals, guys. Look at that. I love that so much. I also love how it's not just florals, but also other like shapes, and I don't know how to explain that. Like more mandala kind of designs, and it's just so beautiful. Oh, I love it so much. So yeah, that is my tattoo inspiration spread, and it is, again, my favorite spread I've ever made. And now we're into April. And for April, I basically just flipped through some of my sticker books that I have and just chose a theme. And so the theme is girly, like pink, girly, floral. It's pretty much always going to be floral, but today we went pink. Or this month we went pink. I had a really hard time trying to decide how I kind of don't go in with a plan. So I found this like sticker here and I was like, oh, that's cute. So let me just put this here and I'll put April in here. And then I was like, all right, now what? So I started flipping through like my stickers and stuff, and I found some cute little like pink floral things. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Let me just put these here. And, you know, let me just put this here. And I was like, okay, this is so empty. Like, it didn't have any of these doodles in here. And I was like, this is just empty. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just practice my doodling again. And seriously, guys, I have pretty much lived my entire adult life, I guess. And even when I was younger, I doubted myself so much when it came to art and doodling. And so I never did it. And now with the bullet journal and watching Shada Campbell, oh my gosh, her flower doodles are so beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous. She has been a huge inspiration for me to start doodling flowers and foliage and leaves and stuff. So some of these are inspired by what I've seen from her. And I'm having so much fun doodling these things, and it really filled up the space up here, and I like how it looks. So again, with the smaller monthly grid here with my key dates, I definitely really like that. April, because we're all in pretty much quarantine now for the month of April, there's not much going on. So I don't really need a lot of, key dates here. All right, and so these are my new tracker and brain dump pages. I think that I really like this kind of layout for these two pages. I've tried to include more trackers here, which some of them I'm not doing too hot on. I think a few days into April, I realized that I don't really want a tracker for this one. And my vocal warm-ups, I've been really slacking on. So it's like trying to figure out exactly what I want to track and how consistent I'm going to stay with a few things. Again, this is another mistake fix where I printed out pink on printer paper and cut it out to have like a little background for my title here, and that's because underneath it I made a huge mistake for a brain dump and it was just really bad, and I was like, screw this. So I printed some pink on some paper and it worked out really well. That's another doodle that I did not, again, sorry guys, but hand lettering is definitely going to be later down the pipeline for me. These are still my lettering stamps that I like to use, but I did doodle this little thing here because it did look really empty, you know, not having anything there. So I did that. And ooh, yes, and I also did these. These are inspired by Shana Campbell as well, and I loved drawing these little flowers. I don't know if I can show you. Yeah. I love drawing these. They were so much fun, and they were some of my first like more intricate flowers. I think it turned out pretty cool for one of my first more intricate flower doodles. And I also have these transparent stickers that I love. These are so cool. And just more washi tape and everything. Oh, and I just have to keep telling you about the mistakes that I make because that's probably why you're here. So again, here I changed a few of my habit trackers from what I had when I first set it up. So what I did was print it out again. No, I didn't print this out. I used my brush pen and I went onto white, just regular paper, printer paper, and I made like the highlights, like just strips of the brush pen of pink. I don't know how to explain this either, so sorry. Bear with me. So I did the strip of the pink on the printer paper, and then I wrote down what I wanted to write, and then I cut it out and pasted it. So these are actually pasted on here. I could probably peel them up, but let's not do that. Yeah. So this is the first week of April, and again, this was inspired by another Shana Campbell video where she did the block. I kind of just really like this layout. I know I did it in my other March weekly layout, and I just really like it, so I stuck with it, and I did some more little washi tapes. And then over here since I decided not to do the weekly habit trackers and do monthly, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna put up here, so I just put a little sticker, like a couple cute stickers here, and left it at that. So super simple, super quick weekly setup. So this is this week, and I decided to do something I've never done before, which is a Dutch door spread. And I actually really liked it. It's given me more horizontal space to write. So I'm literally writing over the spine kind of situation here. And again, with all these like sidebars here, I like to have, like, I don't want to fill up the entire spread with like writing like this. So I do want to have some decorative stuff going on the sides. So again, I also do like to have this month grid here and highlight the week that I'm on. And so I just kind of threw some stickers around. My husband actually doodled this little rose thing, and I thought that was really cute. And I put a little notes block, which I don't think I'm going to use because anything that I want to write, I write on the day. And I wanted to line this Dutch door with some washi tape, so I did that, and I really like the way that it turned out. And yeah, so when I turn over, these are the last three, spaces for the week. And I always combine my Saturday, Sunday because I guess I don't do too much to write about, honestly. Like right now we're on Friday, yeah. So on Saturday and Sunday, we're probably just gonna do yard work and go grocery shopping, or do things that we do every weekend. So one thing that I did realize after I was finished with everything, this doodle was the last thing I did, I think. And I didn't mark where I needed the doodle to stay inside of. Like, it's not really that big a deal, but it's just something to remember next time if I want to do a Dutch door. Now, I am actually obsessed with the Dutch door thing because, again, I get so much more room. Like, I actually get too much room maybe sometimes, but I love it. Like, I love being able to write as much as I want. But the only thing is that I'm using like an extra spread, whereas with my other weekly spreads I would just use one spread, you know what I mean? So instead of just using this one, I'm also using this as well. So that means more pages will be taken up, which means my bullet journal will be gone through a lot quicker. And my OCD is like, yo girl, you need to have 20/20 and one bullet journal. You cannot split it up, because I've seen people split up their bullet journals and it just like, it doesn't feel good to me. So I'm battling right now whether I want to keep the Dutch door or not. So I don't know. We will see. I definitely don't ever go into the future with a plan. I usually just sit down on the Saturday or Sunday before the following week and I play. That's all it is play. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have to show you guys. I guess I will show you kind of the back here where I have a lot of my test pages. So this is a test of all of the things that I have basically, and also I can show myself what bleeds and what doesn't bleed. I think people call that ghosting. So I know that these two pens I should stray away from because they bleed, but everything else is great. I also, the stamps that bled in the very beginning, or not the stamps, but the stamp ink that I use that would bleed, I decided to give up on that and purchase different ink. And so here I was trying, it's actually a set of different color inks that I got, which was really cool. And so I experimented with all of the different colors just to see if they would ghost, and they didn't. So I was super happy about that. Then my friend got a chalk pen, like a black chalk pen, to see how the gel pens would write on top. And so we were like experimenting with that. And yeah, that was me trying to do hand lettering with my like calligraphy pen that I got, and you know, I gotta work on that. So, and these are all my different Tombow brush pens. I think they're Tombow. The different colors, and I also did them what they would look like if I went over them. So this is 1 time, and then this is 2 times, 3 times, and 4 times, just to see how they have that ombre as I go over them more than once. And these are all the samples of my washi tapes that I have now too. And this is where I'm like literally testing out, like here I tried to hand letter Monday, and I was like, girl, just stick to your stamps, okay? And also where I've had to cut out blocks of pages so that I could fix stuff. Like I think this was actually for my 2020 on my cover page. I cut out the block first, and then I cut around the letters. I don't think you can really tell on camera, so that's kind of cool, but that's what I was going for. I didn't really want you to be able to tell. So and then here was when I was making little tabs for how I would plan things out, and I just decided to keep them, I guess. And I think these were also when I was not wanting to do tester pages in my bullet journal, so I was testing on sticky notes. And then I decided, well, it's probably best that I do test on the actual paper in my journal so that I know when things ghost and things like that. So yeah. And then there's also a pocket in here, which I never go into. Like I stuck some stuff in here and I forget what it is. So like I have not even used these stickers in here. I think I have a receipt in here too. So yeah, I'm not really using the back pocket very much, but it's really cool that I have one though. And oh, and I fashioned myself a little pen holder, which is just made with a binder clip thing. So I basically hot glued an elastic to the binder clip. So here, like you can, I don't know if you can see that very well. And so you clip it to a few of the pages. So let me go on here and just grab some pages. So I don't put it all the way on. I just have it hanging off just a little bit. And then when I'm gonna mark my week. And so when I close it, put my little strap on, and then I just put the pen right in here, and boom, I have a little pen holder, because unfortunately this particular journal didn't come with a pen holder, but that's okay, I made my own. So yeah, that is my bullet journal, and if you do want to take a look at my January, like my horrible January pages, just let me know in the comments below. But you know, it was really bad, you guys. It might be fun for another video, but yeah, I can always take this tape off and show you guys those pages if you want. But yeah, there's my bullet journal. So there you have it, guys. There's my first ever bullet journal and the details of all the mistakes that I've made so far and what I've done to try and fix them. Also, if you do want to see my really bad January spread, please let me know in the comments down below and I will maybe do a video about that. And also, please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye! Hey guys, Chelsea here, and welcome to... Oh, nope, I'm not recording. Hey guys, I'm sure you all can absolutely relate. Edit out that because that was actually pretty good. Alright, this is gonna have to do. Okay.